never rejoin me for the finishing of the book. That I just self-published it in an unfinished format. This was supposed to be around 100 pages when it was finished, and we made it up to page 44, and it's a story I don't really want to tell here. It has to do with the first Gulf War. The little booklet is called Hunt for Treasure and Quit Your Job, and basically what it's about is how much money can you make picking. Some of my vids over the next year or so will probably give some information about auction picking. It can be one of the most lucrative picking avenues, but there are so many factors that go into that. And so on the subject of how much, and I say that it have its challenges, and that is because you have competition. It's not so much about being first, it's about being wisest. It's about pulling the trigger. It's about conviction and that kind of thing. The subject of, well, how much money can I make picking auctions? Well, it's totally unlimited. And I'm going to give you a story. I don't feel too bad about releasing this story. I probably wouldn't have released this story years ago because it would have been too fresh and might have caused some rift here in the local community. The very building that I'm setting in right now, and I don't know if you can see what's on the screen there, cigar drying boxes from a cigar manufacturing company. These boxes are from around the turn of the century, I would guess, up until maybe 1930. And they're pretty hard to come by. They don't show it in the pictures. They're, I don't know, approximately 20 inches long, 6 inches wide, 10 inches tall. They're made out of usually maple, and I think they're pretty much exclusively maple. There might be some poplar used in there, and perhaps even some pine. I'm not sure. I didn't pay a lot of attention to the material because it just wasn't that important in this case. I think we even had some oak ones, or at least parts of them were oak. They were the tall boys, we called them. They were a little less deep and a little shorter, but twice as tall. Now this one here, interesting part of this box they didn't show in their pictures. Let's check one of these other ones. It's like the world of eBay retards. No one's showing the most important part of the box. But the vast majority of these are not any of them that I sold, and this one's definitely not the one I sold. That's an odd animal there. $175 for one of them. And this story comes directly out of the book Hunt for Treasure and Quit Your Job. Stories of everyday treasure finds and how you can do it too. Occasionally you'll find this book on eBay. It's like $5, shipping included. And like I say, it's got some blank pages, and it's missing about 40 pages because it was never finished. And yeah, they don't provide any of the most important pictures either, which is very strange because on the ends of these boxes, which you can't see in these pictures, they were marked Coronas, Palmettas, Dutch Master, all kinds of names of cigars on the ends of the boxes, which was basically the brand that they were drying in those little crates. Building that I'm setting in right now, before I owned it, was a storage facility for National Cigar Company of Frankfort, Indiana. And so I'm going to read you the excerpt from the booklet I had mentioned. And the year was 1988, and they had an auction, a liquidation auction of everything in this building. And I wish I had bought some of the cigarette rolling machines that were in this building that were just like giant robotic monsters. I didn't buy any of those, and they basically went for scrap. But now, looking back at the amount of labor that went into building some of those machines, I wish I would have jumped all over them, because they were like, who knows, $100 maybe for this machine that National Cigar Company probably had 300 grand in. In this building, they had a lot of these